Okay, so I am still in Florida. I'm a hotel housewife this week, and I learned 2 lessons at breakfast that I want to share with you because you can use these lessons also. It's the biggest space for women to come and love on each other, to love making money, to love growing, and just to be together to support each other, because that's what it's all about. It's women helping women in real estate investing. You let it out, and it all comes back to you 10 times over.
Think of anything you can think of. What do you people want? Tell me what you want.
If someone would have told me when I was flipping 2 houses a year that I was going to flip 20, then 30, then 50, I'd have been like, I don't know how to do that. I'm barely getting 3.
I bring ladies that are doing deals up on stage so that they can share their success stories. We're doing deals. We are active real estate investors. To learn it from somebody real and to be able to talk to them and ask them questions afterward, I think that's invaluable. If you're already in real estate investing, there is a space for you here. If you're brand new, you can't hardly even spell real estate investing, there's a space for you here. First thing I learned is men get on my nerves. Especially when men are trying to speculate the real estate market. The second thing I learned was that I love helping women get their deals done, but mostly women who are about that action and not about that talking. Okay, so let's back up and I'll clarify a couple things. I was sitting at breakfast this morning and 2 dudes were actually like at my table for breakfast. Kind of rude, started me off on a little bit of a... But they were sitting there and they were eating breakfast, and so I wasn't like, out of my table, boys. And I'm sitting there, and because I'm eating by myself, my ears are open, so I'm just listening, right? I'm not exactly eavesdropping, although I am pretty nosy. But one dude was talking to the other dude, and the second dude was just kind of like, he was just barely listening, like he is not a big fan of the first dude. So the first guy was talking about how they made $60 for buying and selling a house, and they lived in it for like a year and a half, and he was real excited because he made money. But he was talking about how it was a custom built house, and they got to pick out the fixtures and the furnishings and all this stuff, and blah, 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 blah. And then he started talking about how you don't want to get into real estate right now because, you know, it's a high point of the market and we're going to have another recession and blah, 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 blah. And the second guy was just like, I mean, he could care less. But I was all into this conversation because I'm super nosy. And I just couldn't help but think, this guy's never going to get into real estate investing because real estate investors know that this is the time to buy. And I don't care what the market is doing. I don't care if it's an up, if it's a down, if it's a turn, if it's a sideways, if it's a flip, or I don't care what the market is doing. Today is the best day to buy real estate. Unless you could buy it yesterday. Unless you could go back and buy real estate 5 years ago, then today is the best day to buy real estate. Tomorrow, that deal may not be out there because somebody is going to put it under contract today. But this guy had given himself and had bought into his excuse as to why he wasn't going to get into real estate investing, and he was just going to buy a primary and stick with the primary and all this stuff. He built up this excuse and he bought into it so many times that he's never going to get out of that rut. And I want you to learn from his mistakes because real estate investors know that today is the best day to buy a house. Put that down in the comments. Say, today is the best day to buy a house. Put it down in the comments. Say, today is the best day to buy a house. All right, y'all type that down in the comments. I see you out there watching me. Put that down in the comments. Say, today is the best day to buy real estate. Today is the best day to buy a house. All right, especially if you really want to be a successful real estate investor. You have to start buying stuff. And I don't care what the news says. I don't care what ABC says. I don't care what CNBC says. I don't care what WRN says. Go buy your real estate today. You can't go back 5 years from now and buy real estate. You got to go buy it today. Today, girls. Today is the best day to buy real estate. And one other huge flaw that this dude had in his whole word vomit that he had at breakfast was he was also under the fatal assumption that every house he bought he had to live in. That's not true, girls. Don't do that, all right? Don't go looking for investment houses and allow yourself to fall in love with them. They're not there for you to fall in love with, okay? You have your primary house, or you have a goal to buy your primary house. But the investment houses that you're buying, those things are like hookers, y'all, all right? They're there for the money. Don't fall in love with them, all right? Houses are like hookers. They're there for you to make money, not for you to fall in love with them. Don't waste your time falling in love with investment houses. If you want to fall in love with the house, go buy a beach house. But know that it's also there to make money. Let other people stay in that beach house when you're not there so that they will pay it off for you. All right, but I didn't even get started with these dudes because the first dude was convinced that he was right and that this was the wrong time to get into real estate investing. He's wrong. This is the best time to get into real estate investing. Put that down in the comments. Today is the best day to buy a house. Today is the best day to buy real estate. Put that down there in the comments. Know it. Second thing that he messed up on, he wanted to fall in love with the house. He wanted to be really proud of the house. He wanted it to have all the perfect finishes and all the nice touches and all the things that made him and his wife happy and comfortable and feel loved. That's where he was getting his pride and ego, was on how nice this house was. Y'all, we're talking about investment houses. Those things have to be good enough for somebody else to fall in love. Okay, of all the 70 some odd deals that I've done, I could have moved into a lot of them, but I didn't. I wanted to give that opportunity to somebody else so that I could make that passive income, so that I could achieve my own financial freedom, so that I could do what I wanted to do and let them do what they want to do in those houses. I've bought a lot of houses, though, that I wouldn't let Abby the Labby walk into, much less spend a night in, but somebody else thought that that was their castle on the hill. All right, and that's your job as a real estate investor, is to get these houses under contract and then give other people the chance to achieve the American dream. That's your job as a real estate investor, is to provide opportunities out there. You don't have to fall in love with it. You don't have to move into it. I even thought about moving into one of them. It was across the street from the lake, and y'all know how I feel about wanting a lake house. So I really got close to moving into one of them, but I didn't. And I don't want you to fall in love with them. I don't want you to think you gotta move into them. These houses are there for you to make money, for you to make passive income, for you to create financial freedom and generational wealth, all right? That's what the houses are here for, okay? I remember when I got started, I'd buy a house and I'd put it up on Facebook and be like, woo, I bought a house today. And people would be like, oh, you're moving? No. Why would I move into this house? I said I bought it. I didn't say I fell in love with it. I want you to move into the house. I'd buy a house and people would be like, oh, I thought you just bought a house. Like, people are just so confused, all right? So when you start posting on Facebook and you're like, hey, I bought a house, realize that 90% of the people on your friends list are gonna think that you're moving, because that's the mentality most Americans have when it comes to real estate. They don't understand being a real estate investor, but you do, and that's why you're here. So the second thing that I learned was actually after breakfast. I went to the gym. I walked in on a real estate investing conversation. Like, God just gives me these golden nuggets just all the time. I mean, I've been eavesdropping on 2 conversations so far today, and they've both been about real estate. The second one was a lot more enjoyable than the first conversation. The second conversation was 2 women in the gym working out, and they were chatting, and they were talking about flipping houses, and they're moving locations, and they're working with somebody else, and they're talking about they only need to get 10 houses under contract, and that will replace their 9-to-5 income. And I was like, yeah, girl, yeah, get it. Like, I was super pumped up and excited, because that's totally true. Most women could get 10 houses under contract, and the cash flow, the monthly income off those 10 houses should supersede their 9-to-5 income, their salary, the bribe that they get to go into somebody else's job to make somebody else rich. They could supersede that. They can make more money with just 10 deals. I mean, she was totally right. She was totally right. And I loved it. It was an awesome conversation, and I just couldn't stand it anymore. And I got super excited, maybe a little bit more excited than I should have been, because I come on a little strong sometimes. And I said, she was talking about, looking around the area, and she's talking about doing this and doing that. And I was like, oh, awesome. Are you going to be sending yellow letters? In hindsight, I probably should have warmed up with a more generic question instead of just like coming out bombing her with real estate lingo that she wasn't ready for. Because she was like, no, we're not doing that yet. And I was like, oh, well, how are you going to find your sellers? And she was like, what sellers? And I was like, well, if you're going to be doing 10 deals to replace your 9-to-5 income, you got to talk to sellers, you got to buy houses, and that doesn't just like fall in your lap. You got to do some stuff to get those leads in, to write those contracts, to get those houses under contract so that you can have 10 houses in less than a year. Like, how are you going to find the sellers? What are you going to do? And she was like, oh, I don't know. We haven't gotten that far yet. And I was like, oh, man, because the way you were talking, you were like already 6 weeks into this. So I had to back up, think about it for a second. And they kept talking. And I said, well, you need to find a honey hole. Especially if you're new to the area, you need to, go to the RIA meetings and find out where everybody's going, and then go somewhere else and find you a honey hole. And she was like, what's a honey hole? And I said, well, it's where we go to make the money, honey. It's, our place in this big market. We're outside of Tampa right here, and we're actually in like a super duper hot spot right here. I would never invest right here where we're sitting, but I know that 15 miles that way is exactly where I'd go buy houses. 27 miles that way is exactly where I'd go buy houses. And I know because I've been driving for dollars around here. And she was like, oh, RIA meetings. I forgot about RIA meetings. Yeah, that's awesome networking. I was like, yeah, RIA meetings are perfect for networking, but every RIA meeting I've been to, and I've been to them from Tennessee to Florida to California to Indiana. I mean, I've been to lots of RIA meetings, y'all. Like, trust me, I've been to tons of RIA meetings and meetup groups, not official RIA meetings. Out of every RIA meeting I've ever been to, there's 100 people in the room. It's mostly guys at the RIA meetings because for some reason real estate investing is mostly guys, which is stupid because women make the best real estate investors. Type that down below. Women make the best real estate investors. Oh yeah, I said it. Put it down below. Type it down below. Women make the best real estate investors. But anyway, out of 100 people, out of those 100 people, there's probably only 12 at any RIA meeting you go to. And if there's 200 people, then there's going to be about 24 people. Okay, so like the stats, the percentages, they're the same. No matter how many people are in the room, it's the same small 10 to 12% of those people who are actually doing deals. And that's what I told these ladies. I was like, when you go to the RIA meetings, it is awesome networking. But if you want to stand out at the RIA meetings, you got to be doing deals. You want to be one of those 12 people doing deals. 12. One of those 12. Jesus had 12. There's 12 at every RIA meeting too. All right? There's 12 people doing these deals. Just like Jesus. Hundreds of people in the crowd, 12 dudes following him. You want to be one of those 12 people actually doing deals at this RIA meeting, because the networking at RIA meetings is awesome, absolutely superb. If you're a real estate agent and you're not going to RIA meetings, you need to read that Real Estate Agenting for Dummies book, because I think chapter 1 says go where people are actively buying and selling houses. I don't know, if I was a regular agent, I would never miss a real estate investing group meeting, whether it was an actual RIA or a meetup. Like, agents, y'all got to get your tails where people are actually doing deals and quit doing all this other crap that you're doing, paying Zillow $1,000 a month for freaking leads, where there's 12 people in a room who need your services and could use you, but you want to hang out with other real estate agents. Like, that's going to bring you any business. Anyway, sorry. Side tangent. Anyway, these ladies said, RIA meetings are awesome networking. They were like, I forgot about RIA meetings. And I was like, yeah, RIA meetings are awesome networking. But if you want to stand out at the RIA meetings, you got to be doing deals. So instead of going to the RIA meetings and just like hanging out and networking with other people who are talking about doing deals, maybe you should skip a couple RIA meetings. I know that seems backwards, but hear me out here. Skip a couple RIA meetings in the beginning, go talk to sellers for those 2 hours once a month, then come back to the RIA meeting as somebody who is doing deals. Then when at every RIA meeting, just like at every church, there's the handshaking section of the service. At RIA meetings, there's the deal sharing section of the meeting. And when you stand up and say, I've got deals, then your networking just became super easy, because everybody at those RIA meetings wants to talk to the people who are doing deals. Ladies, stand up. When it comes time for you to say, I got a deal, or I'm looking for a deal, or I'm actively doing deals, I don't care if you've done one deal, if you've had one house under contract, if you sent one batch of yellow letters, ladies, you stand up. Stand up and stand out, because the other women in that room need to see you standing up and saying, yes, I am doing deals. Yes, I got one under contract. Yes, I am a successful real estate investor. Type that down in the comments. I am a successful real estate investor. Type that down in the comments. Say, I am a successful real estate investor. All right. Going to RIA meetings and networking with other real estate investors is fun. It's awesome. The networking is amazing. But being somebody at a real estate investor meeting who is actually real estate investing puts you into like the upper class. You just went from being a kindergartner to being a senior. Stand up at those meetings. When you are at a real estate investing meeting and you are doing deals, ladies, stand up, stand out. Put your hand up and say, I'm looking for deals here, or I can help people with deals here, or I just got this one under contract over here. Ladies, stand up and stand out at these meetings, because of the other 11 women that are there, they need to see a woman doing deals. They need to see a woman getting out there and doing this stuff. And when you get a house under contract, ladies, that's when the tide rises all ships, okay? You getting a deal done means that she can go get a deal done, means that that woman can go get a deal done, means that that young lady, whether she's 60 or 16, she can go get a deal done. Ladies, you have to stand up at these meetings and say, I got a deal under contract. I got a house under contract. I sent my yellow letters. I'm looking in this area. I'm doing this. And your networking at these events goes from talking to people who want to talk about doing real estate to actually talking to the people who are doing real estate. So don't go to the RIA meetings just to shake hands and kiss babies and collect insurance agents' cards. Go to the RIA meetings with a purpose, to let people know that you are a force in this area and that you are a woman on a mission who is going to be doing these deals. You got to stand up and stand out. Women make the best real estate investors. Type that down below. Women make the best real estate investors. Or type it down below. Say, I am a successful real estate investor. I am a successful real estate investor. All right? Because ladies, you are. That dream in your heart to be a successful real estate investor, that goal on your vision board to buy a beach house, that's not from you. All right? Those are your desires in life, but desire means of the Father. God gave you these ideas. He gave you these dreams. He gave you the ability to achieve these dreams, but you got to start standing up and standing out and saying, I'm here on a mission to get these deals done, to go through all sorts of whatever it's going to take, but I'm going to hit that mark. Don't go to the RIA meetings and just be another one in the crowd talking about doing deals and Actually be someone at the RIA meetings doing the deals, ladies. and then stand up and stand out. Women make the best real estate investors. We're in the minority at every RIA meeting I've ever been to. But we stand out because we are in the minority, and we stand out because we make the best real estate investors, and I think the dudes know it. I do think the guys know that we can feel a good deal in our gut, and we can push through situations that maybe guys can't. But women make the best real estate investors. I fully believe that. I told those women that this morning in the gym. I tried not to do a little mini real estate seminar, but that's the third thing that I learned this morning. All right, the first thing I learned is that now is the best time to buy houses, and that dude was crazy for thinking that he's going to wait out the market. You're not going to wait out the market. Get in the market. Start taking action. Go with it. Roll with it. Second thing I learned is that, yes, you can replace your 9 to 5, but you got to get out there and you got to know what you're doing. You got to get these houses under contract if you're going to replace your income from your 9 to 5. But the third thing I learned is to keep going. You got to keep going. And you got to be careful who you're surrounding yourself with. You got to be careful what you're saying in front of strangers. Everybody is a lead source, all right? So if you're out at breakfast talking about, oh, the market, well, then that puts the energy out that the market is controlling your destiny. No. You're controlling your destiny, all right? And you got to be careful who you're talking in front of, because if you start talking about flipping houses in front of somebody who actually flips houses, she just might conduct a mini real estate seminar on you before 9 o'clock in the morning in the hotel gym. This is why I don't have friends. Because if you hang out with me, we're talking about real estate, dogs, or business. I got nothing else to contribute to the conversation. Be careful who you're having conversations in front of. Keep going, but remember that you're having conversations out in public, and you don't know who you're encouraging to talk to you and who you're discouraging to talk to you. The two gentlemen that I sat next to had no idea that I was a real estate investor, that I could help them get these deals, but the one guy had so much of a block. I knew it would be a waste of my time, energy, and effort to try to convince him that now was the best time to get started, all right? He was too far gone for me to even try. But the second two women that I ran into this morning, they were already on the path of, I want to be a landlord. I want to make passive income. And I just came into their world clear out of the blue, ready to help them, but they weren't as ready as I was. So I have to remember that I have to meet people where they are and bring them on along. They're still in the talking, getting excited, and energized part of it. I help women who are like, forget that fluff, give me the steps, give me the stuff, let me go do these deals because I am on a mission to leave this job. When that becomes you, I'm here for you. So I walked out of the gym. I was ready to give a mini real estate seminar in the gym this morning. These two women weren't exactly ready for it, but I walked out to a message from a lady that I met January of 2018. I was in a apartment buying class with this lady. I walked out of the gym to a message from her that says, oh my gosh, I need to go buy some houses. Give me the link. Let me get started. All right, because she was at that place. But it took all three of these different people this morning. God put all three of these different groups of people in my life this morning to teach me some lessons and to show me that when people are ready to really get ready to go, they come find me. These other two women, I told them, I was like, I help women buy houses. I'll help you do whatever. And I don't know if they thought that I was trying to hit on them or pitch them, or I don't know what they thought. But they asked for my card, and I said, I don't have a card. It's all under She Buys It. Just look She Buys It online and you'll find me. But the point is, people around you are having real estate conversations. People around you, whether you're at the grocery store or the bank or McDonald's or your kid's ball practice tonight, there are people around you wanting to get into real estate, or more than likely, people around you are trying to get rid of some real estate. Have some big, open, semi-loud conversations. Wear your button that says, I buy houses. Let people know that you're a person who can help them. That's the third thing. Keep going. Let everybody know that you buy houses. Keep going when you think you've told the whole world that you buy houses, somebody doesn't know you. Grant Cardone is like the man in real estate investing. People haven't heard of him before. Robert Kiyosaki wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. People haven't heard of him. So if people haven't heard of those guys, then they probably haven't heard of you. They don't know that you're a house buyer. They don't know that you're a fix and flipper. They don't know that you're a real estate agent. They don't know that you know about creative financing. Have as many open and public and positive conversations about real estate as you can, because that helps generate all of the activity and flow and energy that God has out there and created for you to actually make those deals roll. We're creating hurricanes. You need all the things to make a hurricane. So I've had a fantastic day so far. I hope you are having a fantastic day so far. I hope this has helped you. If you have any questions, y'all please send me a message. Let me know how I can help you get these deals done fast. I don't think I introduced myself, but my name is Whitney Nicely from She Buys It, and I help women get their deals done fast. I've got a free gift for you. If you go to whitneynicely.com/10 steps, I'll send you a gift. If you're interested in like actually getting out and get these deals done so you can be that person at the RIA meeting who says, woo, I am a force to be reckoned with. I am getting my deals done. Then we have a different link for you to go to, because I got a free training that I'll send you, but I don't know all of the things off the top of my head for that. So send me a message and I will send you the link to that free training. One more time, down in the comments, say, I am a successful real estate investor. All right? Whether you actually are right here, right now, today, or whether you plan on being a super duper successful real estate investor, go ahead and put that out there. Let God start putting that hurricane into action. Type it down below. Say, I am a successful real estate investor. Say it to yourself 15,000 times a day. Write it down in your notebook. Y'all used to doodle in middle school. I know you did. I did too. I was right there with you. Whatever you put after I am is what you become. So say it out loud 15,000 times a day. Write it down 50 times a day. Anytime that you're just sitting around doodling, I am a successful real estate investor. Drop it down below. Say it in the comments right now. I am a successful real estate investor. And let me know if you have any questions actually getting there. Bye, girls. Y'all have a great day. Mwah.